They were specifically, when it got down to it all, asking about Travis Holdman, who was one of our senators, and Blake Fiechter, who actually lives in my county. And I know who Blake is, and I know Blake. He actually is running against Travis Holdman. Travis Holdman got me my second job ever when I was young. I worked at the Department of Division, well, the Division of Family Children. It was called the Department of Public Welfare back then. Actually got me my first job. I really liked Travis, still like Travis, but I do not like what he's doing in the state of Indiana. They asked, and so I told. I did tell them. They asked what the most important issue was. You know, if it could be brought up on the floor today, what would I say it would be? Of course, I said the SAVE Act, and I just explained why. They got an earful, by the way. They also asked what my thoughts were on Trump and immigration and economy. First of all, I said I love Trump. I backed him in every way. I said I'm not a Republican. I'm a MAGA. And being MAGA does not mean we don't love everybody. I'm so tired of stereotypes. We're going to do a video on that also. But anyway, to move on, they ask about immigration policies. I said I'm all for immigrants living in the United States. I just want them to be legal. And if you look at the polls, 72% of all immigrants that are here legally want the immigrants that are here now to be here legally or to be deported. Now think about that, Democrats. Then maybe you could get some better support. And then they got into Travis Holdman and, of course, Blake. Okay. And he said, if the elections were held today, would you vote for Travis or would you vote for Blake? I said, well, of course I would vote for Blake. I don't want Travis in there at all anymore. And then we got down to the roots of it. They were telling me what Travis did and asking me if I agreed or strongly disagreed or disagreed or strongly disagreed. Agreed, you know how that goes. Strongly agreed being the top one, strongly disagreed being the bottom one. There were four choices, you know, the two in the middle. And I said, absolutely strongly agree that I would want Blake in there. And I said the reason being the SAVE Act. Travis had a part in there that they asked us about where he told us, I don't know how this is a question, but it was written to the degree of something like this. Travis Holdman stands up on all issues for the farmers, for Americans, for President Trump, which is absolutely not true, by the way. However, that being said, they said that he always stood up and voted how he wanted, and it didn't matter what anybody else wanted, that he voted the way the American people wanted. Well, Senator Travis Holdman from Indiana, I call bullcrap on you. Okay? I call bullcrap. And that's what I told them. You do not vote for Indiana. Indiana, by far wants the SAVE Act. You need to make Thune pass the SAVE Act or get the filibuster going. One or the other, because you're not doing what we want. Now, it irritates me highly. Don't have people call me if you don't really want the answer, sir. So go back to your little office, whether it be in Indianapolis or whether it be in Washington, and do what we, the people, want, not what you, Travis Holdman, wants. And Blake Fiechter, I hope when you get in there that you hear this too. We want you doing the right thing also, which I'm sure that you will. Now, to tie this all together, the little guy on the other end of the phone, he said, you keep bringing up this SAVE Act. I'm like, yeah. I said, well, are you political? He said, yes, ma'am. He said, but what is it? And I about fell off my seat. I said, they don't make you guys know what some of these things are as you're writing them out. He said, no, ma'am, I don't usually get history lessons on them while I'm taking your information down. But he said, I sure appreciate it. I said, well, I'm sorry if you don't want people like me on the phone. He said, no, we absolutely love people like you. Well, to that little young man, I hope that your night got better. I hope you learned what the SAVE Act was. And if you live in Indiana, I sure hope you vote for Blake Fiechter. Just a little vote in there for a man that I think will do us a great job. Travis, you're still my friend, but do what's right. Thank you.